Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. With this my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime Mage, Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Monday. Whew. Hello. I told you 2 streams today, so this is the first of 2, because there's just so much going on, and we are one day before the State of the Union, and you're going to hear me say something that I have never said before, and I will never say again. But I should have listened to Eric K. last night before I ended my stream. There. I should have listened to Eric K. So for this one day only, Eric K, Mod Eric, I will give you respect. This is the only time this will ever happen, Mod Eric. Okay? This is it. First and only time ever. Because Eric K wanted me to react to the Gavin Newsom clip that was going viral right around the time I was ending my stream. And I said, Eric, I'll get to it tomorrow. And if I would have listened to Eric last night, we probably would have had a banger clip that would have been on D-Day Cobra 2. But instead, I didn't listen to Mod Eric. So this is the one day that you will get respect. Toddy says, I also super chatted you for it. Damn, see, this is what happens when I don't listen. This is what happens. So, you never listen, says Gator. I mean, I'm learning my lesson right now, okay? So, anyway, we are going to talk about Gavin Newsom. Eric's not even here to hear me compliment him. How perfect is that? I don't even see Eric here in the chat. So, the fact that he's not even here to hear me compliment him is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Resign, says TVZTQ. Resign. Who's going to take over? Beardo? You want Beardo to take over the show? Yeah, we'll see how that quickly falls apart. That won't last too long. It's not the first time Beardo's heard that either. That won't last too long. Let's see. Dan Vass says, you're losing a lot of money not talking about retro games. Hail to Dan Vask. Dan says, I can take over. Oh, shit. Dan's got a point. Ryan will take over. Yeah, I've mentioned many times, Ryan is like the Marco Rubio of G&G. He just has all the jobs. He has to do everything. That'd be pretty funny. I listen, Ryan's willing to do a lot for G&G. I don't think Ryan would take over CobraCast. I think that's where Ryan would draw the line. I personally think that's where Ryan would draw the line and said, nope, I'm out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would not take over CobraCast. He would just be like, nope, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this. Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. That would be my prediction right there. With that said, we do need to talk about one Gavin Newsom, and we're going to here in just a moment. Stormbreaker says, all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump. And it says King Trump 2028. This I command. This I command. Little Jim Sailor says, Eric K is right tax. This is my favorite comment so far. Some guy from Maine says, this is the worst stream I religiously watch. This really does kind of encapsulate like CobraCast right here. Like, this is the worst stream I religiously watch. That's really good. That's really good. Truer words have never been spoken. Nothing to add to it. There's nothing to add. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Gremlin pretends says Jeremy Benny is looking for a way to the State of the Union. Give him a ride so you can party like a rock star at DC. I mean, Benny can absolutely, hey, he has connections. I'm sure he will absolutely be able to get into the State of the Union. I can't wait to cover it from here. I don't want to go to the State of the Union. I want to cover it right here because I wouldn't be able to cover it in the same capacity. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be right here, and we're gonna be live all day long tomorrow, and it's gonna be awesome. Ben says, "Does Jeremy the Quartering join G&G? He blocked me on Twitter. I don't think he'll be joining G&G anytime soon, but I'm sure he will be just fine, though. I think his channel just hit 2 million subscribers. So congratulations to 2 million subscribers for the Quartering." Mandy says, I was in the 0.5% in 2025 for this gay channel. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. I'm happy to hear that. So what's interesting is since the third on the record assassination attempt from President Trump, the news media has all but been silent on it, with the exception of Fox News. I mean, people are not even talking about this. And I'm not saying that I came up with this because many people have been tweeting out about this, but could you imagine if someone was caught with a gun on Obama's property and police had to shoot and kill this person because they came to Obama's property with a gun? Could you imagine what the media coverage would be like? There would be protests in the streets. There would be riots. There would be mass hysteria across social media and the mainstream media. It would be everywhere. Happens to Trump, crickets. No big deal. This is, I mean, if people can't see how corrupt this system is right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you if you can't see this for what it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Good Lord, man. But you know that's exactly what would happen. Beach Dad says, time to sell that timeshare in Mexico, Jeremy. Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing all these stories. As a matter of fact, let's just jump right into that one first. Like, I'm hearing all the stuff about Mexico. Obviously, it's chaos right now in Mexico. Airline flights canceled in and out of parts of Mexico. So there are Americans apparently that are trapped in Mexico right now.
Into live now from Fox. My name is Karal Lahara, and we brought to you some breaking news from over the weekend. Take a look at this. It's a social media post courtesy of our team at Fox 26 in Houston. Now, they say this: the death of notorious Mexican cartel leader El Mencho has thrown parts of Mexico into chaos with far-reaching impacts to travel and American tourists in seaside towns. We are following this very closely, and to get more information as to how this is impacting not just American tourists in Mexico, but also those trying to get back here to airports across the U.S., we're going to turn it over to our team at Fox 2 in Detroit. Robin.
I mean, maybe I'm just old school, but like when I go on vacation, me going on a vacation is taken to the family to Bass Pro Shops. And then, and again, I don't want people to start thinking that just because I make a lot in super chats that I'm just like, blowing all this money on stuff, but like on a special occasion. So a trip to the Bass Pro Shops and then dinner at Waffle House. I know. It's a little fancy. I do understand that. But every now and then you got to splurge. And so trip to the Bass Pro Shops, dinner at Waffle House. I mean, that's a damn good day right there.
Standing by at the airport. Robin, what do we know so far about the impact that this death has been having?
Well, this is certainly affecting airports all across the country, including right here at Detroit Metro Airport. As you know, airlines are either canceling or diverting flights to Mexico right now. Now, we did catch up with two men from the Metro Detroit area who are currently stranded over there. They have been witnessing some of this violence firsthand, and just the images out of Mexico, they are just horrifying. It is frightening. As you know, tourists have been asked to shelter in place after a Mexican cartel leader was killed over the weekend.
I've been to Mexico one time. It was part of, I guess, an excursion on a cruise or whatever. And it was beautiful where we went. But what was it like? I don't remember where it was. But I do remember, like, once you got there, I felt like I was going to die, because I was just like, this is not safe. This is not, I don't feel safe right now. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here at all. I would rather just get back on the boat because, I don't want to be here.
Cartel members, of course, torching cars and buses and buildings in that area as a result. Again, we did speak by Zoom with two Metro Detroiters who are currently stranded in Puerto Vallarta. They say that the grocery stores, they are running out of everything right now, so they are conserving what they have, and they really are just hoping for the best, hoping that this is resolved soon. Take a listen.
As I'm sitting here talking to you now, we're watching about 3 or 4 plumes of smoke that have recently gone up.
D-Day Cobra, did you know your stream last night got taken down and stopped me from viewing it, and it ended up due to the Olympics footage? Luckily, I still have it open on tab so I can rewatch it. So yeah, last night, and again, this is why I stick to this mainstream stuff, because I got the interview from the Olympics that got me blocked completely, like worldwide. They blocked my stream, so I had to clip that segment out because they blocked my stream worldwide. And so I know people are like, why is Jeremy always focusing on Fox? And blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get hit, because the copyright stuff is so stupid. You actually read my comment. Holy shit. Thank you, bro. Of course, man. And thank you. I'm sorry you had that inconvenience, but the stream should be back up and working, because I had to clip that out, but it was only down for about 20 minutes, I think.
I'm watching a plane go by, which we haven't seen air traffic in hours, and a military looking helicopter circling. You can see the fires starting in the city right now. These are new fires within the past hour.
Two men see this situation just really unfold before their eyes. They are sheltering in place. They tell us that they are trying to stay calm, but as you can imagine, that is just very difficult when you don't know exactly when you are going to be able to leave. Now, we did check FlightAware.com. It is that flight tracking system right now here at Detroit Metro Airport. We have 119 canceled flights. Of course, not all of that due to the situation in Mexico. Most of them due to the blizzard on the East Coast. We are live here at Detroit Metro Airport.
I just don't know why you like. I don't know, man. I'm not going to Mexico for a vacation. I'm just not in today's world. Maybe 20 years ago that would have been an option, but like I would not be in Mexico for a vacation. I understand some people want to go down there for the donkey shows and all of that, but I'm not going to Mexico.
Send it right back to you.
All right, Robin, thanks so much for joining us and giving us that update. We'll check in with you later on. Let's stay on with this story, though. I want to give you some more background context in case you haven't been following it closely. I want to put it here on your screen. This is some video and pictures of El Mencho. And I'm going to let you know exactly what happened.
Okay, he really does look like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. He really does. Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you really want to clean up Mexico, just send Denzel Washington in. John Creasy, all right? Like, that's all you have to do. He's done it once, he can do it again. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars.
Throughout this last weekend. So the death of the
John
notorious Mexican
Leguizamo
leader again is causing some chaos in parts of Mexico,
Netflix
but having those
X-Wing.
impacts to travel. El Mencho, who was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, one of the most powerful cartels in Mexico, did have a presence in all 50 U.S. states. Now, according to the U.S. Embassy, the operation was carried out Sunday, so just yesterday, by Mexican Special Forces, with U.S. authorities providing, quote, complimentary intelligence. During the operation, troops came under fire and killed 4 people at the location. 3 more people, including El Mencho, were wounded and later died. That's according to the statement released. 2 others were arrested in armored vehicles. Rocket launchers and other arms were seized.
Rocket launchers.
3 members of the armed forces were
Dude, rocket launchers. This is awesome. This is awesome. Man on Fire was a documentary.
wounded and receiving medical treatment. A member of the National Guard also died during the operation, and 6 other National Guard members died in this operation as well. Excuse me. Now, jail guard was killed at a lockup in Puerto Vallarta when prisoners rioted, and an agent from the Jalisco State Prosecutor's Office was killed in Guadalajara. A Jalisco state official told.
I'd like to remind you that the Democrats want open borders so that people like this can just pour into our country. Just a reminder, okay?
The Associated Press. Want to take us out to this too, a social media post courtesy of Caroline Leavitt. She is the White House press secretary, and here she is discussing this entire situation. She goes on to say the United States provided intelligence support to the Mexican government in order to assist with an operation in Talpalpa, Jalisco, Mexico, which is with the nemesis El Mencho, an infamous drug lord and leader within the Jalisco.
Listen, I'm going to let her read this because I don't want to show her up. I mean, she's part of like a mainstream outlet. So like, I'm going to let her read this. I just don't want to embarrass her considering I know all the words. I know the best words. I would never mispronounce anything at all. So just want to let you guys know I'm being thoughtful when I do this.
Nemesis El Mencho, an infamous drug lord and leader within the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, was eliminated. El Mencho was a top target for the Mexican and United States government as one of the top traffickers of fentanyl into our homeland. Last year, President Trump rightfully designated the Jalisco New Generation Cartel as a foreign terrorist organization because that's exactly what it is. In this operation, 3 additional cartel members were killed, 3 were wounded, and 2 were arrested. President Trump has been very clear. The United States will ensure narco-terrorists sending deadly drugs to our homeland are forced to face the wrath of justice they have deserved. And that was the latest social media post courtesy of White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. We are following this closely. Also, the U.S. State Department warning U.S. citizens in several parts of Mexico to remain in safe places due to the.
If you want to, if you are a United States citizen and you are in Mexico and you are ordered to remain in a safe place, might I recommend not going to Mexico in the first place? I know it's a crazy idea. Might I recommend maybe don't go to Mexico in the first place to go on vacation? Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But it kind of sounds like a good idea. Now, if you're there because you have obligations, whatever, I get all that. But I'm just saying, if you're simply going to go to vacation and you're in Mexico, you are retarded. Like, it's that simple. I want to go to Mexico. I want to go on vacation to Mexico. Yeah, you're an idiot. I almost don't feel sorry for you if you're that stupid. It's like walking into oncoming traffic and getting mad because you got ran over. Don't walk into oncoming traffic, retard. This isn't complicated. He says, but how else do I meet a hot Mexican babe? Keys, thanks to Joe Biden, there's a fuck ton of them here in America. There's a lot of them. And some of them, I think, should stay. And we should vote on the hotness of the Mexican chicks. And we should, as Americans, we should be able to vote. Like, are they hot enough to stay? That's the only way you get to stay. Are you hot enough? Simple as that. 8 and up can stay. All right. 7-9, you're out. 8 and up, you can stay. I think that's a very, very fair system. I think that's a fair system. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. Let me catch some of these super chats really quickly. Got that one. Operation says, an Israeli here. What are your thoughts about Iran? You think he's going to attack? I know you don't send so much firepower just to turn back, but this constant back and forth is getting confusing. Well, the back and forth is negotiation on Trump's part. I don't think Trump wants to attack Iran. I think that he is posturing and negotiating to the best of his ability. But I also think that, this has gone on long enough. So I think he probably will. But right now, the back and forth is simply, to negotiate and try and posture. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. We have the State of the Union tomorrow. I think that's going to be, interesting to see how he approaches it with the State of the Union. And then I think if anything could happen, it could happen the day after the State of the Union, but who knows? You don't send 2 carrier groups to an area and not attack. That's exactly what Trump wants people to think. And again, you're probably right, but at the same time, Trump doesn't show his hand. He never does. He never shows his hand when it comes to military operations. He doesn't do blatantly obvious things. He does not want the enemy to know where he's coming from. And so him doing that is only Trump would negotiate like that. Only Trump would. Only Trump would go, I'm going to send these into an area where everyone thinks there's no way you would send this if you weren't attacking. Trump would. Trump would absolutely do that. You're a normal president wouldn't. Trump's not a normal president. Nick Reiner is in court right now. Where at? Where is it? Let's see if I can find this. I saw he was not guilty or whatever. He pleaded not guilty is what I'm saying. So this is it right here. Is he out on bail? There he is. There we go. Hurry up. There he is.
April 29th at 03.
April 29th.
This is about
To make a record, the court we addressed the request for media coverage off the record. Court just orders that there's no live streaming and no live transmission and no filming of anyone in the gallery.
We'd like to go forward with the arraignment at this time.
Thank you. And on behalf of Mr. Reiner, do you waive full reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors?
Yes.
This is Nick Reiner, the son of Rob Reiner, Hollywood director and massive TDS sufferer. Rob Reiner and allegedly Nick Reiner murdered his parents a few months ago. And so, yeah, I mean, Rob Reiner's TDS it's up there. I wouldn't say Rob Reiner's TDS was the worst of that we know, but he was definitely, he probably was tier 2 of the worst. He was a lunatic.
A plea of not guilty is entered on behalf of Mr. Reiner. Counsel's requesting
April.
Why is it even necessary to bring up his TDS? You need to ask Rob Reiner that question, because that's all Rob Reiner was known for the last 10 years of his life. He wasn't known as a great Hollywood filmmaker. He was only known as a person that would attack Trump supporters and Donald Trump. That's all he was known for. That's all anybody knows of this guy. Nobody can name a movie he's made in the past 10 years, but all they can talk about is his TDS. It's always necessary to bring up TDS because TDS is a disease. TDS is a mental disorder that is destroying this country. And if it's not properly dealt with, you end up in these situations.
29th as 0 of 30.
April 29th, 2026 as a 0 of 30 calendar days.
Yes.
And Mr., may I take a waiver from your client at this
Yes,
time?
sir.
Mr. Reiner, you are entitled to a speedy preliminary hearing. That's a preliminary hearing within 10 court days and 60 calendar days of your arraignment. Your arraignment is today. Do you understand, waive and give up those rights so that your matter may be continued to April 29th, 2026 as a 0 of 30 calendar days, with the understanding that your preliminary hearing may commence within 30 calendar days of April 29th? And does counsel join in that waiver?
I do.
The court finds that Mr. Reiner has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy preliminary hearing within 10 court days and 60 calendar days, and that his counsel of record joins in that waiver. Defendant agrees that the next court date of April 29th, 2026 is a 0 of 30 calendar days. The matter is assigned to, for all purposes, by the supervising judge of the criminal master calendar. The matter is assigned to, for all purposes, to Judge Sam Goda in Department 108. Counsel reserve on bail?
Yes, sir.
Or it's bail set at no bail. Anything further on this case?
Yes, for the record, Your Honor, people have turned over to the defense the large bulk of discovery. We are still awaiting word from the coroner's office.
And by the way, TDS is off the charts right now. We've got a couple of instances that we're going to talk about as soon as we watch this. We've got Robert De Niro literally crying over Trump. And we have Stephen King saying Trump has no kids. Yes.
Completed the autopsy report. As soon as we get it, we will turn it over from the defense as well as any other discovery that comes in.
Thank you. Anything further?
Your Honor, I addressed with the court the issue of the outstanding SCTs. We're asking that those be withdrawn at this time.
And those subpoenas, as referenced by the defense, are withdrawn, ordered withdrawn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Nick Reiner in court. I guess, it's just Hollyweird, man. These Hollyweird people are off their rocker. And speaking of people that have TDS, we've got a very interesting case right here. And it would be one Robert De Niro. I cannot believe how far Robert De Niro has fallen. Now, I'm assuming this is, I don't know if this is an old clip or not, but Robert De Niro and Nicole Wallace literally tear up over Trump. Dude, I remember back in the day when Robert De Niro was in a movie, you were watching a tough guy, man. That was the perception. Robert De Niro's a tough guy. He's a mob boss. He takes no shit from anybody. He's a tough, tough guy. Well, now this is where we are. By the way, before we play this, look who's in the chat. Mrs. ABF. Oh, boy. Let's go. Welcome in to Mrs. ABF in the house. Congratulations to ABF and Mrs. ABF. She don't miss. She don't miss. Oh, that's great. She don't miss. All right, so here we go. What up, Harley Dave? Here is Robert De Niro, the greatest fall from grace I have seen, man. This is crazy.
You have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that way. It's a no-win situation. And look.
This is the tough guy, Robert De Niro. He's crying over Trump. He's literally crying. We got to back it up. It's too good.
You have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that way.
Oh, no.
It's a no-win situation. And look what we have. Look who we have there. It's almost like a destiny to have this thing there, attempting to destroy this country, and maybe not even understanding why. So it's up to us to protect the country
that we love.
Yes.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have an announcement to make, everyone. I have an announcement to make. I have to admit that there is someone that I support more than I support Donald Trump. It's true. There is someone that I support more than I support Donald Trump. I am a bigger fan of the version of Trump that the left hates. I like that version of Trump more than I like the actual version of Trump. I want the left-wing version of Trump. I want this guy, okay? Please give me the version of Trump that the left always cries about and claims exists. I want that guy. I want him to arrest every motherfucker out there. I want him to just steamroll this country. All of these criminals, all of these liberals, all of these illegals. I want that version of Trump. Lord knows if we got that version, and that is truly like the reason Trump has, again, he's a popular guy. He's always been a popular guy. It's this version that the left has created in people's minds. That's the version people really love. I'm not saying we don't love Trump. I'm just saying, like, this guy that they have created, I want to see that guy take over.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. We talked about how this is the moment. This is the moment that it goes one way or the other.
That's right.
You think it's going the other way?
I don't know. All I know is people have to resist. There's no easy way. It's not going to come to you easy. You know, there's a time when you know in your own life, in your own survival, you better do this. You better jump and run through the fire. Because if you don't run through the fire, you're not getting out. And that's what we have to do.
I'm glad I get to run next to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good Lord, man. And so if you remember this, I don't know if you remember this with the guy that does the Trump impersonation. He actually confronted Robert De Niro. Do you remember this right here?
Robert De Niro, the tough guy who played Raging Bull Jake LaMotta and Goodfellas wise guy Jimmy Conway, but lately has become a weeping, shrieking victim of Trump derangement syndrome? Well, check this out as Trump himself, or okay, maybe someone just doing a Trump impersonation, confronts De Niro in New York earlier this week.
Bobby, it's your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong.
She lost so strongly. That's such a Trump word. She lost so strongly, so strongly.
Lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser. You're a total loser. This show sucks. You're going to get low ratings, Bobby. You're going to get low ratings.
Raging Bull? More like Raging Bull. Well, you know where I'm going with it.
Oh, man. You love to see it. Absolutely fantastic to see. We got Nandy for 50. It says UK police arrest ex-ambassador to U.S. Peter, is it Mandelson, over Epstein accusations. Really? Did this just happen? I got to look this up. I got to see about this. I didn't hear about this. When did this happen? Thank you, Nandy, for the information. Dougie B for 100 says, we want Super Saiyan Trump. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We want God Emperor Trump. Happening now? Okay. So let me look this up really quick. Let's see. 15 minutes ago, update. Yep, here it is right here. Here we go.
Because we can now confirm that the Metropolitan Police are saying that Peter Mandelson has been arrested. Because we can now confirm.
Here we have it. So, former UK ambassador arrested after Epstein files expose his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. The arrest is on suspicion of misconduct while in public office. So is this kind of the same reason that we saw the other arrest for Prince Andrew? So it has nothing to do with what people probably assume. It's probably in the same line with Prince Andrew. He looks like a lesbian aunt. That he does. He absolutely does. Andrew was fun. Yeah, but it was still listed under misconduct in public office or something like that. So we'll see. We'll get more details on that. But I do want to move back to the TDS story, because just when you think that TDS is bad enough with Robert De Niro, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Stephen King. Stephen King on Twitter. Trump has never had a child, has been married 3 times, ran several businesses into the ground, never ran a home, couldn't make a bed to save his ass, calls people he works with dumb loser. Hold on just a minute. Are you talking about me and Ryan right now? Because that's what we call each other and pretty much everybody else that works with us. That's what we do. Has never done sweat labor, has never served on a local committee, has no life experience. So Trump has never had a kid. Now, I gotta be like, I know what Stephen King is trying to say, but it still falls flat on its face. He's trying to say that Trump has never given birth to a child, as opposed to all the other men that have given birth to children, according to leftist Stephen King. All right. But what a fucking freak, dude. Like, these guys are so obsessed with Trump. The things that they say, the things that they invent, the things they invent to be offended over. These people are crazy. Like, I would ask Stephen King, since your qualifier for Trump is that he's never given birth to a child, I would ask Stephen King, can you name any man that has given birth to a child, please? Can you give me any man in history that has given birth to a child? Please name that man for me. By the way, and the thing that I'm going to, like, the biggest issue I have with Stephen King is I'm a bit offended by him saying that he's never, had any real life experience. How dare you? How dare you, Stephen King?
You got the salt on it.
Excuse me?
Never touches the human hand.
Very good. Very
Nice
good.
and full.
Thank you.
Good.
Excuse me, Stephen King?
I'll do another one. Yeah. I'll grab it. Okay. Never touched by a human hand. Nice.
Never touched by a human hand. Trump takes this shit so seriously.
Nice and clean. Of course, my hands are nice and clean. This guy's a good instructor.
I appreciate it.
You got to give a really big one so that look at that, they're just pouring out of there. How good is that, Margot? Here, Margot, have them. She's been with me a long time. She's the only one who can afford to have them.
Now, do you want to keep going with the fries, or do you want to?
No, I think it's good. I think it's good. Now, how about we bag them now?
Exactly. JoJo. JoJo's going to help you with the bag.
JoJo, you're an expert at this, huh? Let's go. Thank you.
President Trump. So for our first order that's going out the window, we're going to need 3 medium fries.
Man, I want to go to the McDonald's Trump works at. Every time I go to a McDonald's, every time I walk into a McDonald's, there's a 75% chance that I am going to take one look around this McDonald's and I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Just saying.
So would you like to put the medium fries in the bag?
I think so, yeah. So we'll do that.
Great, so we're going to start
Because
from
you know
this
who's
side.
taking these, right? Mine. Do they ever ask for more salt? Supposing we want some extra salt, can we just go like that?
We will give them salt bacon.
What's this stuff? So, wait a minute. I spelled some. I'm very superstitious. Now it's over the left shoulder now. Okay, let's go.
All right, yep. So we're going to start from this side.
Yeah, fine. Put them in standing up, right?
All right.
Very strongly.
Expert at this, huh? How long have you done this? How long have you been here?
I've been working with McDonald's for 10 bucks.
Bro, Trump needs to do more stuff like this leading up to the midterms. We need Trump to do more stuff like this. This is gold. This is better than any campaign speech or anything like that. Just going out into the real world and interacting with real people and showing his personality. Like, it's one thing to go do a rally, and I love his rallies. Those are great. The only people that are going to be watching Trump rallies are generally Trump fans. Like, everybody is watching this because you can't take your eyes off of Trump in a McDonald's, making jokes, talking to customers, talking to employees. It's unmatched.
All different jobs. She doing a good job?
Does an excellent job.
She better, right?
Does an excellent job.
She's beautiful. Let's go.
Why are you hitting her on the arm? It's like slapping her on the arm. What a weird.
How many would you put in a bag like this? Like 6? You think? 6 mediums?
5 is fine.
5.
First order, you get 3 medium fries. I've been waiting for you.
Okay, very good. Let's go. Oh, I see. Now I'm going to see that. Oh, that's your customer out there. Wow, it's pretty good. Okay, let's say. Do you believe this? Look at this guy. He's a MAGA guy all the way.
Okay, so for his first order, yeah.
Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. This is not a normal situation. What a good-looking family. How did you produce those good-looking people? Oh, they look like the what? How are you? Thank you.
All right, he appreciate all this order right here.
Thank you. And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay? 2024. Oh, you ordered some extra stuff. Oh, okay, this is all on Trump. Oh, okay. I'm allowed to do that, right? Yeah. Let's check to make sure it's everything you said it would be. It's gotta be. It's gonna be the best yet. I made it myself. You're the best. Make America.
I'm allowed to do that, right? Cinema. The most famous man in the world, the most powerful man in the world, looks to a McDonald's employee and says, I'm allowed to do that, right? Just perfect, dude.
That's it. Right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Have a good time. That's great. How cute is the car? The next car? Yeah, they did both.
Slow news day? No, it's a great news day. And the reason we're watching this is because Stephen King said that Trump has no life experience. He's done no sweat labor. He's never done anything. He's never accomplished anything. And I have to point out that no, President Trump actually was Employee of the Month at McDonald's. So we have to point these things out.
You like them both at the same time?
Yes, that is right.
Hello, how are you? You're a good-looking guy. I love you. Give me a thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will. I promise. Thank you very much. That's on you. Okay? Have a good time. Thank you very much. I'll see you at the White House. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, fellas. Come on. We have another order coming up.
And this is their
that's
order?
thousands of people. Right? Hello, how are you? What a beautiful woman. Look at the beautiful child. It's like the perfect looking person.
Perfect family.
Thank you. Hi, Mom. Mom over there. Thank you very much.
Trump was recognized. Trump was like, yo, what's up?
Thank you, darling. You have a great mom? Good or great? That's right. You knew what to say. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. Wow. So nice.
All right, you doing a good job.
Okay.
So yes, as a reminder, Stephen King claims that Trump has never had a child. He's been married 3 times, ran several businesses into the ground, never ran a home, couldn't make a bed to save his ass, calls people he works with dumb losers, has never done sweat labor, has never served on a local committee, has no life experience. No life experience. It's just, what are we doing, man? Like, how do these people operate on a daily basis? I seriously, like, these people are so broken and they are so deep into this world of this anti-Trump hate that they don't know how to function without hating Trump. Now, again, just to be clear, what Stephen King is trying to say here is that Trump has never given birth. Breaking news, I guess, that this man has never given birth. But according to Stephen King and all the other liberals out there, I guess men can give birth. But these people are just, it's over, man. It really is. There's no helping them no matter what. Lapco says a few bucks to help out. Your mom can't catch a break. Knee surgery ate into her gas station bathroom income, and now she'll miss her Tijuana shows too. The poor woman can't catch a break. Good old Tijuana shows. I don't know anything about Tijuana. I don't know anything about donkey shows or anything like that. I have no idea what you're talking about. NBSD for 20 on Rumble says Trump fry tax and fake Rumble viewer tax. We're the only channel that has real Rumble viewers. We're the only channel. We have real Rumble viewers. Every other channel has fake Rumble viewers, but we have real ones. Clerks 2, that's right. I love Clerks 2. Clerks 2 is one of my all-time favorite comedies. I love old school Kevin Smith movies. They're great, but Clerks 2 is probably peak Kevin Smith for me. And Clerks 1 is obviously a cultural phenomenon, but I love Clerks 2. Bob says Waffle House at Bass Pro Shops next to you now. He will mock us by going to Harbor Freight. Damn you and your kingly lifestyle. Good old Harbor Freight. I love going to Harbor Freight. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. TVZ TQ says Pam Bondi to fill in if Jeremy steps down tags. Gerald Armstrong says just send Johnny Lawrence to Mexico. Philip says I've been to Mexico 17 times, stopped in 2001. Probably a good decision. The Happy Plague Doctor says I'm going to Baja, Mexico. Desert racers got that pretty well locked down. Vic Chavez says, hey, Jeremy, watching from an airplane. Shh, keep this between us. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is a very good one. Okay, Kevin Smith movies. Clerks 2, Chasing Amy, Dogma. What am I forgetting out of those? Mallrats. Mallrats is great. I feel like after Clerks 2, it kind of went downhill. What was that one movie he made with the, what was it, like a Tusk or whatever? Red State. I watched Red State one time. What was that one? Is it Tusk? Is that what it was? I didn't really watch that one. It was weird. Like I saw like clips from it. Clerks 3. I saw Clerks 3. I remember actually liking Clerks 3, but I don't remember it. Yeah, he made Tusk with Justin Long. That's right. Zach and Miri Make a Porno. That was the what's his name? Seth Rogen was in that one. May have to go back and watch Tusk. I've always, even though Kevin Smith is a pussy, I actually like a ton of his movies. And I even like his Evening with Kevin Smith tour he was doing. Monotony says, Hollywood people are weirdos. Unlike myself, I can pee 2 different things. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. The 76 Wild Man says the Second Amendment is the difference between citizens that can defend themselves and one dependent on the government. God bless America. Absolutely. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with the gift membership. Let's see. Dark Red Knights is streaming the Real Game Awards. Am I? No. Andy Plays Game says, drive me nuts that Stephen King wrote my favorite series of books, Dark Tower. At least that was before TDS and while he was on drugs. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm at a point, like, I have just kind of accepted that every single creative person in Hollywood more than likely hates my guts. Now, I know there's exceptions to the rule. I get that. But I've just accepted that the majority of people in Hollywood are going to hate my guts. It is what it is. It doesn't mean I can't enjoy a lot of the stuff that they are doing or making, but I have no faith in any of these people for like I would never assume that any of them would be someone that would like me. That I just assume they all hate me. But I kind of assume that about kind of almost everyone, period, at this point in time. Like, here's a classic example right here. I got to pull this up. This happened a few days ago. And it's very expected. And it's why I just try to stay out of these situations. Now, again, I learned from experience. But I knew that this was, I felt like this was probably going to happen when I saw this tweet initially drop. It's from the other day. So, right. This happened right here. Okay. So, Kongman, I've known Kongman for a while, and Kongman met MKBHD. Now, I've been watching MKBHD for a long time. I think he's one of the OG YouTubers, and Kongman ran into him at the airport, took the picture, tagged him, got a bunch of likes, got a bunch of interactions, okay? And I knew exactly what was going to happen. And guess what? Uploaded a pic of me and MKBHD. He replies saying, nice to meet you. Cancel culture freaks bombard him. He deletes the tweet. Because of course he deleted the tweet after cancel culture freaks bombarded him. It happens every single time. Happens every single time. Nice to meet you, buddy. Oh no, he's a racist. He's a sexist. So MKBHD deletes it. Now, if you're curious about him, he's an OG YouTuber. He's a tech YouTuber. So he does, things like, smartphones and all types of tech. He's huge. He's one of the most respected OG YouTubers on the platform. He's not a guy that gets into controversial stuff, all of that. He stays above all of it. I've never heard him give political opinions or anything like that. But I knew that this was what was going to happen because he is way worried about his image. He is super focused on that. So I responded and I said, nothing like that's ever happened to me. Sorry, Congman. I have never had anyone denounce me or distance themselves from me or, disassociate from me. It's never happened to me. So I can't relate, bro. I can't relate at all. But yeah, man. And this just goes to show you. So MKBHD meets Congman in real life, has a good interaction with him, responds in kind on social media, and then a bunch of losers have determined to make MKBHD ignore reality, ignore the real world experience that you had with another human being in order to be offended on their behalf on something they know nothing about. Classic example right there. Classic example. Every freaking time. This is how it goes. I have mentioned many times, there are a lot of YouTubers I talk to, and I don't care to publicize this shit. If they want to publicize it, they can, but a lot of them don't want to publicize it. And once I hear that that's their method, I'm like, it's no point. There's no point in even me talking about you or mentioning you, because I don't want to get to the point where you're going to have to go, I am not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. I've learned my lesson on that shit. Zack Snyder, I learned my lesson. There's no point in it. So I just don't even care. It's not about, like, if I was to meet this guy or any other guy publicly, I wouldn't even tweet about it. I wouldn't even talk about it because there's no fucking point. There's no fucking point. All you're doing is bringing more headache to your situation. And again, I don't believe in mistakes as long as you learn from them. So like, yeah, I can look back on the Zack Snyder thing and say like, oh, I should have never done it. But ultimately, I had no reason to not do it. Now I look back and I go, yeah, learned my lesson. Never doing that shit again. So all you can do is learn from mistakes. So, this was very, very expected from this response, unfortunately. So there you have it. I've had people in the past, before I would call him out, because now there's no way it would happen. But I've had people in the past, they were like, hey, I actually, I know a couple people who are really connected to Moist Critical if you ever wanted to collab. Nope, I don't. And then again, this is long before he got into like the Epstein stuff and all of that. But it's just like, no, I don't want to collab with him. I don't want a connection to him at all. I know how that will end. It won't end well. So there's no point. Zero. Let's see. Retarded high school shit. My show or this YouTube drama stuff? Either way, it applies. I'm just curious what you meant by that. Super Sentai Guy says, I pray to God that McDonald's uses the Trump clip in their training videos. God bless, Jay. Have a good one. Thank you. I appreciate that. Vault199 Gaming says, don't give Stephen King the benefit. Said has no kids. Yeah. I mean, I know it sounds bad how he said it. Baconator Place says, Jeremy, before you started, I'm not affiliated with G&G and racism is bad. Yes, racism bad. Give me money. Actually, here's how you get super chats, okay? And so you'll use reverse psychology, okay? So here's how you do it as a as a true grifter, okay? Okay, guys, before we get into our next topic, I want to talk about something that is going to bring me a lot of hate, and it's going to bring me a lot because I'm brave enough to say what I'm going to say. And I just, you guys do not have to send me super chats on this. I'm not doing this for super chats. I'm doing this because it's something that needs to be said. And I'm the only person on the internet that will say it. And I just want you guys to know that I deserve so much credit for this, but you don't have to give me credit for this. I stand against kicking puppies. No one else is willing to stand up for this cause, but I am willing to stand up for this cause. And I am the only one that is willing to call this out. I am against kicking puppies. I'm so sorry. This is really hard for me because no one else is willing to say things like this. And I think we need to take a stand. And I am the only person on the internet that has ever taken this stand. I really appreciate you guys supporting me in this really tough time. Also, like, subscribe, and share, and donate to my Patreon. Thank you. There you have it. And see, you see what happened? I got a $50 super chat out of it. Hey, Jeremy, I heard you've been canceled. The you've been canceled tax. See there? See there? Emmy, I've seen enough. Wait a minute. Your name? What is your name? You said, Emmy, I've seen enough. J.G. Fentworth? Oh, no. J.G. Fentworth is amazing. That is a hell of a name right there. All right. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Hail to you, brother. Labco says, I bet if Trump works at McDonald's, the damn ice machines are functional. Quote, it works at levels no one thought possible. The best ice cream. Gremlin for 20 says, have you ever thought about running a show with other people from other countries like Shad in Australia? Once a month kind of deal. Call it the Cobra UN. I know you're not much of a collab guy, but I think it would be cool. You know, I would say it's not that, like, I just have so many like panel streams and things like that. And so I do like to keep CobraCast specific to me. However, having Gary on the other day, I started thinking, man, maybe occasionally I will have some of my friends on to talk about things. Occasionally, not like a constant thing, especially if I'm doing multiple CobraCast a day. We could change it up by, occasionally bringing somebody in to have a good discussion, because it was fun to have Gary on the other day. So I am considering something like that. And I think a lot of people watch me that haven't really, not saying everybody, because I know a lot of you watch everything I do, which I do appreciate. But I think there's some people that only watch CobraCast. And so when they saw like me interacting with Gary, they're like, oh, that was so different. So yeah, I definitely, I appreciate the idea, and I am considering doing stuff like that occasionally. But thank you. I appreciate it. Golden Fox with $1. Thank you. SBZ says, imagine someone messing up Ryan's order like usual, and then Trump suddenly showing up at the order window. I'm not gay no mo. Says, libs of TikTok already ratioed Stephen King 30K likes. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Helen Hunt's forehead says, Stephen King is a PDF file. Read chapter 22 of it if you don't believe me, or any of his countless books where kids just hang out in their underwear. That doesn't surprise me at all with Stephen King. Vault 199 Game says, you cool with me, or you cool with me wearing G&G merch while I stream? Of course. Everybody can wear G&G merch. You don't have to ask for my permission. Absolutely. I want people to wear as much of our merch as possible. Like, Listen, I don't like Dermy Wormy. But then I tune into a Dermy Wormy stream and he's rocking the G&G 199 hat. And I'm like, I don't hate Dermy Wormy as much as I thought. I actually kind of like Dermy Wormy. That's the difference. You're like, I don't like Dermy Wormy. And then I tune into a Dermy Wormy stream. Like, oh, he's rocking a G&G hat. I like this guy. But yeah, absolutely. So as much of that as you want to rock, I am okay with it. Taker and Dermy Wormy's been watching forever. Hail Dermy Wormy. Taker says, look at the price side, Jeremy. It made for a funny line in the F&T intro song. Yeah, I mean, again, what if I said, like, when something bad happens to you on the internet, just lean into it. It's like the Zack Snyder moment is literally in the F&T intro. Like, we meme on that all the time. There is so many people that don't watch any G&G or F&T or anything, and they think that I am still upset. Like, they think that Jeremy's he's so broken by the Zack Snyder things. Like, dude, we make fun of that shit all the time. Like, we make fun of that all the time. That's all we do is laugh about it and bring it up. What else can you do? It happened. I can't change it. It sucked, but we just fucking meme on it now. Not affiliated. We stand against racism and hate. It's just a meme now. That's all it is. Darth Manic says, I've also always said a mistake's a mistake if you don't learn from it, and regret is a regret if you can't forgive yourself. I agree with that. Thank you, Darth Manic. I appreciate it, man. Look, if you are a human being, especially as retarded as me, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. That's just life. Everybody's going to make them. If you learn from them, there's not mistakes. It's learning opportunities. But you're going to make them. Look who's in the chat. Dermy Wormy. I don't know how I feel about that. Hail Dermy Wormy. I do appreciate you always rocking the G&G merch, though. I see you always rocking it, brother. Let's see. Trans Girly for 10 says, all the talk about TDS, ABF, AOC, APL, and LULs have me thinking about your... What? I'm not even going to try to figure that one out. Quality Leering Center says, stunning and brave. Patriotic Eagle says, my mom wanted me to tell you thank you for showing her JD Advance. She can't stop laughing. There we go. Always happy to introduce more people to JD Advanced. Lapco says, most of us that watch everything that you do are NSA or FBI, and we're not paid nearly enough. Peter says, discovered Ryan's Mario Kart raging, laughed so hard it hurt like hell. The number of times he got torched inches from the line is hilarious. We need Ryan back on Mario Kart, man. We really do. Emery Hurt says, it's 4 a.m. I was sleeping, but dreamt of you grifting. Just got up to check. Fuck, you are the mage, IDOT. That's right. We try. Luis says, but we are affiliated members of the Grift of Shadows. Mudkip says, I love the way Shad says retarded. It's perfect. Shad's great. Shad's awesome. He's always been awesome. So, okay, next up, we got to talk about Gavin Newsom. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So Mod Eric tried to get me to react to this last night before I signed off. And, well, I didn't. And I got to say, man, this is a big moment for Gavin Newsom. This is a big moment for him. And Gavin Newsom is essentially, he's basically at a point where he's like Kamala and he's like AOC. The more he talks, the worse it gets for him. And here we have it. Megyn Kelly says this clip will haunt him forever. Listen to what Gavin Newsom says.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940.
Oh my God.
But literally a 960 SAT guy.
Oh,
I cannot, you've
no.
never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
What? Are you kidding me? We've got it. Dude, the cringe is next fucking level.
I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy.
No.
I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
Yeah, and I was going to add that, Eric, but I do have to give you credit. You're here. But yeah, he was talking to an all-black audience at the time of this. Oh, my goodness. This reminds me of when Kathy Hochul said this right here. Do you remember this one? Does everybody remember this one right here?
Right now we have, you know, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't. Now we have, you know, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of.
Oh my God. Now you think that's bad. The internet did what the internet did what the internet does with this Kathy Hochul tweet, okay? The internet is undefeated. Here we go.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them because when you have their diverse voices, innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them because when you have their diverse
So this is Gavin Newsom's moment right here. All right. Like he's doing the meme. He's walking right into it. This is how the Democrats view non-white people. All of their pandering and virtue signaling, it's all just in an attempt to try and make you believe that they are wholesome, wonderful people. But in reality, this is who they are. Now, apparently Nicki Minaj responded.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
His way of bonding with black people is to tell them how stupid he is and that he can't read. This means my first read on him was correct. He's been handed so many things and put in high positions he never earned or deserved. Do you want to know the craziest part of this footage that will haunt him forever? He's literally slowing his speech down and talk. That's right. I didn't think about this. So he is very much slowing. I'm like you. Holy shit. I didn't pick that part up. Holy shit.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
Dude, this is bad. And I want to remind all of you, remember what I said. Remember what I said. This is the perceived leader of the Democratic Party going into 2028. This is the guy that is perceived to be the guy that could win the nomination. This is why I said Stephen A. has a very, very easy path, because these people are retarded. They are terrible. AOC, Gavin Newsom, Jasmine Crockett. Are you kidding me? Kamala Harris? Stephen A. can walk into the nomination at this point in time, dude. This is crazy. I'm not saying that I think Stephen A. is qualified. I'm saying that the Democratic Party is so unqualified. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. No. Oh, shit. The internet is undefeated. This is glorious right here. Okay, so Newsom is responding. And this is his response right here. You didn't give a shit about the President of the United States of America posting an ape video of President Obama or calling African nations shitholes, but you're going to call me racist for talking about my lifelong struggle with dyslexia? Oh. Woo! This is amazing. Is this real? Oh my God.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you.
I'm like you. I'm no better than you. Oh my goodness.
I'm a 960 SAT guy. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But
I like the delayed reaction of the host. Why did you have such a delayed laugh? Listen to the delayed laugh of the host.
And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
This is wild. Gavin trying to prove he isn't racist by releasing photos of himself back in the day. So here is Gavin with a FUBU outfit. He's got FUBU on. He's got FUBU overalls on. Holy shit. Oh, man. That is absolutely amazing. There was another actual image of young Gavin Newsom during his macaroni and cheese era. No regrets. No regrets. Newsom's childhood, colorized 1991. There it is. There you have it. So there's Gavin. 960 SAT tattoo. Oh, he is getting crushed right now. I'm just like black people. I'm something of an illiterate myself. Oh, God. This is absolutely incredible, man. Jeez. Well, the Democratic Party will continue to do this to themselves over and over again. This is going to be amazing to watch. I anticipate that Newsom is going to do everything he can. Ryan had an amazing post like 30 minutes ago. Let's see what Ryan said. Let me see. Well, whoever he's responding to is, oh, they must have me blocked. So, so you want to segregate a group of people from the rest of society because their impulse control? Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Mm-hmm. So this is all because of the situation with so I don't know how many of you heard about this last night. So Tourette's campaigner John Davidson shouted out the N-word while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage at the BAFTA Awards. Host Alan Cummings thanked the audience for their understanding after several outbursts throughout the event. Here we go.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Woo! Listen. You know what? Hold on. I got it. I got it right here. This is how you handle that one right there. All right. Here we go. Just like Mel Gibson saluting the president, we salute you, John Davidson. We salute you. All right. Mel Gibson saluting Trump is the greatest shit ever. Again, no cameras on Mel Gibson. He respects the greatness. He sees President Trump. He's like, salute, sir. Salute. Absolutely iconic. And that's everybody saluting John Davidson right there. So yeah, the freak out has been crazy. I haven't even followed it that much. I also have Tourette's when I'm driving, says Tommy. Coincidentally, so do I. I have Tourette's whenever I'm driving, whenever I'm playing video games, whenever I go into a grocery store, whenever I'm at a movie theater, whenever I'm literally anywhere, I have it. It's, hey, it is what it is. But in all seriousness, I mean, the hilariousness surrounding this, where people are being offended over this, do you think that you are winning people over to your side by being offended because someone has Tourette's and they shouted a word that you don't like and you want to pretend to be offended? And again, I would be very clear that generally speaking, nobody's offended over the N-word. They're just not. They pretend to be offended over it because they want to be fake victims. But generally speaking, nobody is offended over this, because if they were offended over this, rap music wouldn't be littered with that word at all. It wouldn't call each other that constantly. It just is what it is. So nobody's offended over this shit, but they're pretending to be offended so that they can virtue signal off of it. JRL says that Gavin is enunciating every word because he thinks they are too dumb to understand. Yep. Mudkip says, I love I got that one. Golden Dude movie reviews. Thank you for the member message. Appreciate that. Mr. Andrew says the racism for Newsom is just yikes. Storm Shadow says, who reads better, Newsom, Gary, or Beardo? Gary and Beardo were actually better than Newsom, shockingly enough. Andrew says he's saying this on Black History Month, by the way. Guy name Horn, it says, I can't read 199. Greg Kirby says, congrats Americans on gold medal hockey. Daniel Moore says, Stephen King just said Donald J. Trump never had kids. Yeah, we covered that a little bit earlier. Super Sentai Guy says, 960 represent. NDI 199 says, being with Tourette's, I'm glad it's not that kind. Daniel Moore says, if Gavin is so retarded, maybe he's a member of the 199 and or the Snake Pit. Probably is, to be honest. Probably is. Let's see. Benny Johnson gets words wrong in every article he reads. One of us, then one of us. Because I certainly do it. But ultimately, most people, like, I'm not criticizing as much as I'm just, I'm calling it like it is. A lot of YouTubers, they edit themselves to seem more smart and intelligent than they really are. And then you have this false kind of sense of like all of these people that are like so educated, but in reality, they're just editing themselves out. They're editing all the uhs and the ands and the pauses and the misreading of words because they need you to believe that they are something they're not. I don't need anybody to believe anything other than I'm a fucking retard from Alabama and now I live in Florida and whatever. Like, who gives a shit? Doesn't matter to me. But here we have this right here. Wesley Hunt just absolutely torched Gavin Newsom for insinuating black people are dumb and illiterate. Here we go.
It would be incredibly insulting, but this is the Democrat Party, and this is how liberals think about us today. They're literally telling you who they are and how they really feel about black people. I call this the soft bigotry of low expectations. These people are so racist that they don't even understand how racist and how overtly racist all this stuff really is. And as a black man who clearly is educated and comes from a family of educated people, my sister, brother, and I, as I've said in the show many a day, are all West Point graduates. I earned 3 master's degrees from Cornell University. My brother is a Harvard Business School graduate. My sister, after West Point, got her master's degree in applied mathematics and was a West Point instructor, while both my brother and I were cadets at West Point. There's 60 years of military service in our entire family.
I know, he did say as a black man. Thank you, Stephen A. Smith, Wesley Hunt. We did not know you were a black man until you told us that you were a black man. I'm really glad that you said that because there's no other way we would have known.
My parents believed that Jesus plus education equals success. That has nothing to do with the way that you look. And to see benevolent white liberals like Gavin Newsom sit there and say in front of a bunch of black people that I'm like you because I did poorly on my SAT. I am like you because I can't read. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Gavin, sir, I can read and I can do some math for 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Do not offend us and offend a lot of black people that worked incredibly hard to be where they are today because they did study and they did go to class and they did do very well and they are professionals. There are many of us out there that believe in hard work, grit, determination, and have achieved the American dream. This is what the Democrat Party thinks of us. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce. Black people are too stupid to get an ID to vote because now that means it's Jim Crow 2.0. Kathy Hochul saying that these black kids in the hood, they don't even know what a computer is.
That's right.
we
missed that one, Congressman. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so listen, ultimately, I think people should just let Gavin continue to make himself look bad, because nothing is going to be more effective than just letting Gavin do this to himself. I truly believe that. I truly believe that if you just let him make himself look like an idiot, he will do just that. Let him talk. Let him continue to spin this. He's done the damage. Gavin Newsom did more damage in that 30-second clip to himself than any Republican could ever do to him. Let him keep cooking. Encourage him to keep cooking. Motivate him to keep cooking. Because they just keep making themselves look bad. Look at what Jamie Foxx said about the guy with Tourette's. It says, the man who shouted the N-word at the BAFTAs meant that shit. He meant that shit. He meant that shit. Let them keep talking. Let them keep making a fool of each other and themselves. My goodness, man. He meant that shit. BAFTA Awards host Alan Cummings cited John Davison's Tourette syndrome as the reason he shouted the N-word while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo presented on stage. But Jamie Foxx isn't buying it. He ain't buying that shit. Nope. Out of all the words you could have said, Tourette's makes you say that. Nah, he meant that shit. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. He followed up writing out, I got that. Yeah, Davidson was diagnosed with Tourette's at 25 as an inspiration for the BAFTA winning biopic, I Swear. Cummings thanked the audience for understanding and issued an apology saying Tourette's syndrome is a disability and the tics that you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette's syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you are offended tonight. Fuck you if you were offended. I don't apologize if you were offended. Fuck you if you were offended. Quit giving in to these people's delusions. No, fuck you if you were offended. I don't give a shit. Every one of you motherfuckers listens to rap music and watches movies with that word being thrown around all the fucking time. And I'm supposed to care that you're fake offended over some. Fuck you. I'm so sick and tired of this shit, dude. Go be offended. Nobody fucking cares. Not one single person gives a single fuck about your feelings, you hypocritical pieces of shit. Nobody gives a shit. Has Jamie Foxx ever been in a song where that word was used? You can go ahead and tell me. We already know the answer to that shit. Okay? We already know the answer to that shit. Jamie Foxx has been part of many a songs where that word was in the song, where they used it to make money. But he's offended now. He's offended. Get the fuck out of here, dude. This is so ridiculous. People are done with this garbage. People are done with this virtue signaling crap. Nobody gives a single fuck. Taker says they didn't cover what John said after shouting, which was, it's not something I would call anyone. Absolutely not. Hang on. I had to sneeze. There we go. Anyway, they didn't cover what John said after shouting that, which was, is not something I would call anyone. Absolutely not. Well, you know, seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he was in Django. That's right. He was in Django Unchained, wasn't he? How many times was that word used in Django Unchained? Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's see. In word count. Okay, so I'm just looking at the AI. Django Unchained contains over 100 to 116 uses of the N-word. Specific counts, various sources place the number slightly different, with IMDb stating 116 uses, Variety and other reports 109 to 110, and some analysis upwards of 150 in the script. So, but Jamie Foxx is offended over this. Unless he's getting paid, and then suddenly Jamie Foxx is not offended by it. I know, am I frozen? I'm back, whatever. Okay. So Jamie Foxx is only offended over the N-word when he's not getting paid millions of dollars to be subjected to this horrible, horrible thing. Oh my gosh. It's so terrible. It's so awful that this word is being used unless I'm getting paid millions of dollars and then suddenly it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Fuck out of here. Let's see. I got that one. Vlad says, sorry, Jeremy. I have to leave your stream for a different one now because it's less retarded. That's literally any stream on the internet. So I do understand that. Tara says, I can't read. Just check the pic. Oh boy. Oh boy. When is AI Jeremy coming? You know, we'll see. I don't know. What is this right here? Okay. Alex Jones says, huge developments. Thomas Massie has responded to my call for all members of Congress to release the redacted names of the satanic pedophile network in Epstein files. Okay, here we go.
Please listen to me very carefully. This is extremely important. This is how we take back our world from the globalist. For several weeks, everyone in Congress, every elected representative has had access to the DOJ and to the redacted names so they can unredact them. Okay? I know it's the Trump DOJ and Trump that has been basically trying to block this, install this, and cover up. That's on record. And put pressure on them, demand it's all redacted, demand all the other stuff they've got to be.
I'm still completely in the camp that nobody really gives a fuck about the Epstein files.
Released. They say only like 2% has been released. 14.6 terabytes that we first broke with Kyle Seraphin back in March of last year. Okay, so yes, that's going on. Everybody got mad at me back in March when I said this looks like a cover-up. Okay? Now, that said, I'm saying to Massie, who's been a champion of exposing all this, and everybody else, that they have access to the unredacted names. And MTG, when they first got access, she's out of Congress now, posted on X and asked Massie to search beef jerky, pizza, all that stuff. I mean, I've read, this is just the latest I've printed the last couple of days, okay? To Epstein, countless emails about torture, sex slave, saying sex slave is being delivered. The slave is being delivered. There's a whole bunch of emails with the Rothschilds, people with names blacked out, about hunting parties and hunting humans, including hunting children and black people, okay? So I did 3 hours yesterday on this, 2 hours on Trump, taken absolutely to the woodshed here, okay? Out behind the barn politically. And then at the end of the show, I said, now let's talk about Massie. I didn't say he's covering up. I didn't say he's a Democrat shill.
He is a Democrat shill. Thomas Massie is a legitimate piece of garbage. 100%. And low IQ people that think that he's telling them what they want to hear, they will just eat it up. Thomas Massie is a Democrat. He is 100% a Democrat.
I said he needs to lead Congress to go in there and search these key terms and many others. And you can go to the Epstein files, that's a handle on X, or Mario Fall, or Nick Sordo, or Real Off Jones on X, or Benny Johnson. I mean, there's countless people doing a great job going through these. We're finding new stuff all the time. The DOJ set it up where you can only search it, the public database 10 things at a time. They kill the...
I care about somebody like Alex Jones because Alex Jones has been talking about this shit for a long time. I don't care about the people that suddenly started caring about this topic when Trump got back in office. Alex Jones has been talking about this shit for longer than anybody. Thomas Massie started caring about this when Trump got back in office. That's the bottom fucking line. He was not beating this drum every day when Biden was in office because it wasn't anything he could benefit from. Suddenly, when Trump gets back in office and he can grandstand off of it and he can benefit off of it, he wants to start talking about this shit all over again. Alex Jones is the only genuine person that's at the forefront talking about this, who's cared about this way before it was popular and trendy.
Links on the photos and videos, but people found out how to fix the links. So this is disgusting. So I'm not blaming Massie himself, but the Democrats, they cherry pick things that are embarrassing to Trump and things, which is, fine, bring out the Ludwig stuff, bring it all out, whatever it is. But the meat and potatoes is the Clintons get their foundations set up by the Epsteins, all the torture, all these rich people talking about, raping kids, one piece of pizza that's glowing and has a great attitude, for 7 adults to share the pizza and then slice it. It goes on and on and on. Dead bodies buried at Zorro Ranch, underground base. You can see the snorkels for the ventilation into there. Experts have looked at it with drones. This is the motherlode of bringing down the whole globalist pedophile satanic network that I've been exposing
Fucking
for
love
32
Alex
years in
Jones,
April.
dude. I love Alex Jones so
I'm
much.
putting heat and was creating a controversy because we know we're not going to get it without, continued pressure by Congress passing more laws on Trump. That's going to take time, but we need that. They've already violated the law Congress passed a few months ago and haven't done full release. Okay, let's put pressure on them. But the names we've got that can be unredacted and brought to the public need to start now. We have weeks and weeks have gone by, and the smoking gun stuff has not been looked at by Congress. We have Kash Patel testifying to Congress repeatedly that, there were no accomplices and he really wasn't a sex trafficker and all this crap. That's lying to Congress, okay? So the real truth is in the unredacted names that Congress can get. And that's what we can get right now. Sitting there right in front of us, the motherlode. And I read these things all day long. I barely even sleep. I was sleeping like 3 hours since this came out every night because I just kept to get up and keep looking. And then the names are redacted, and I'm pissed off at the Trump administration. Taking all the good work we did to get them in, and a lot of the good stuff Trump's done, like getting us out of the carbon taxes, securing the border, all that, doesn't matter because.
And I want to remind you, remember Moist Critical the other day said Alex Jones does nothing but shill for the Trump administration. You remember that? And what did I say? Moist Critical's only knowledge of Alex Jones is what clips people send him. He has no further context whatsoever. Alex Jones has been calling Trump and the Trump administration out forever. I would say he's very fair. He praises Trump. He gives Trump credit, and he calls the Trump administration out and their handling of it constantly. He is constantly criticizing the Trump administration. And Moist Critical claimed that Alex Jones is shilling for the Trump administration. It's insane.
Of this cover-up. So I got that part. We got that part. I'm talking about now what we can get to. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails on torture and sex slaves and eating people and buying babies and all of this. So I'm saying any member of Congress that doesn't start going and searching this, let's give them a week. That doesn't start, just give us 20 unredacted names a week, okay? Go search these terms, search other terms. Get into the money laundering that's in there. Get into the CIA that's in there. Get into all of it. Mike Biz did a great job with open source stuff, exposing it all. This guy was really the head of the Ferraro Commission. So he stood in for David Rockefeller. Epstein, much more powerful than I even knew. Wasn't just a super gopher, okay? This is the key that unlocks the door, folks. And so I'm tired of waiting. I've been very nice since Congress has been able to get in there the last few weeks. It was like 3 weeks. Saying, okay, we want to see it. We want to see it. First day, they were able to get in. MTG said, Massey, please go search these things. Exactly. I said, you better do it. I said, I'm sure they will. And then Massey's like, well, we've already got enough to go after Les Wexner lying. Okay, let's put him in prison. But I want to know who's hunting the people. I want to know who's getting the sex slaves. I want all the unredacted Woody Allen stuff and all the rest of it with Noam Chomsky. Oh, I'm fantasizing about the island. I want it released now.
Sly Rice says, I disagree partially, Jeremy. Nobody gives a F about the Epstein files unless something actually comes from it and people start serving serious time. I mean, it's just like anything else. You know, I've said that the Epstein stuff is very popular online, but when you're talking about the heavy majority of Americans, they're not worried about the Epstein stuff. They're worried about gas prices. They're worried about the economy. They're worried about groceries. They're not worried about this shit. That's literally like probably like the 7th or 8th most important topic to everyday Americans. That is the truth. Online, people that live online, people like you and me, yeah, People are interested in that online, but everyday people that make up the majority of the fucking country and the voting majority don't give a shit about this. And you either have to have the ability to separate what's important online versus what's important in the real world or not. And the real world doesn't give a shit about this. The real world cares about jobs and the economy and gas prices and food prices and, worrying about how they're going to put food on the table and paying their fucking bills. They don't give a shit about this. That's just the truth. You don't have to like the truth, but that's the truth. Slain Hope says Newsom won't lose a single Dem voter over this. Helen Hunt's forehead says, quote, all the words his Tourette's could have made him say, and it happened to be that one. That's literally how Tourette's works. Jamie Foxx is a tard. Yes, he is. Son of the Hut says, the guy was just singing Gold Digger to Jamie Foxx. Trans Girlie says, you and the guy he was talking to have more like than Newsom. I'm thinking at least 10 in common. I'm not even going to say what you were trying to say.
Okay? And people get caught up in this gaslighting about, oh, well, Trump's blocking it. Yeah, we know that. But this is now available to Congress. You understand? So we need to flood Congress, both Republican and Democrat, and burn it all down politically, bring it all out, because Trump says it'll ruin the stock market. No, it's ruined the stock market. Our souls, which is the real stock market.
And that's not to say, I want to say that, that doesn't mean that things that are important online don't translate to the real world, but it's case by case. Some things that are important online translate to the real world, and some things that are important online don't translate to the real world, and vice versa. There are things that are important to the real world that don't translate to being important online. It's a case by case situation, and you have to have perspective outside of your own to try to understand what those things are.
Market of the universe. So what really matters is letting this pedophile network that controls the planet stay in control. I mean, you've got Europe. Trump says it'll bring down America. You got to bring the whole thing down, folks. It won't bring down America. It'll bring down the globalist. Europe is the pedophile capital. The UK is the most saturated of any place. Keir Starmer was a master pedophile cover-up artist. You have the UN caught running sex slavery all over the world. You've got China selling political dissidents organs. This is mass evil going on with all these kleptocratic, psychotic, predatory elites. And they've been using sex slaves and all the rest of this basically in the modern era. And it also goes back into history. This happens over and over again. And the UN's been caught running sex slaves personally. The diplomats and people are always getting caught with them. I've been hammering this for 32 years, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an expert on up one side and down the other.
He is.
But you don't have to be an expert in anything to understand. Go start searching the smoking gun stuff. These are smoking gun emails. And start releasing it. Massey can easily hold a press conference every day with 10 unredacted documents. It's so easy to do, and they can crowdsource the rest of Congress, and they can do it while we push for the full disclosure. Okay, that's what I'm saying. We have their ass. We have the smoking gun. This is already devastating the globalists at every level. Now let's take it to the next level. Follow me on X at Real Alex Jones. Follow the backup at AJN Live. Follow me there on Rumble at the Alex Jones.
I love Alex Jones. He is the GOAT. And if I'm going to listen to anybody about this topic, it will be Alex Jones. However, I will stand firmly in my opinion that it's just not that important to most people in the real world. It just isn't. And that's the sad reality of it. I wish it were, but it just isn't. So, but if you're going to listen to anyone on this topic, it should be Alex Jones, because he's the definitive voice on this, and he's the only one that's genuine in covering it. Most of these people covering it are covering because it does get a lot of traction online. And then you have people like CoffeeZilla and Moist Critical that they will cover it when they can build a negative narrative around Trump, but they will not cover it if it makes Trump look good. And their millions and millions and millions of subscribers eat that shit up, because they're not allowed to actually say anything. Like I said when I covered Moist Critical, and I said, I actually like his content when he's not talking politics. Most of my chat just says, what the fuck? This guy's a clown. I can't believe he, like Moist Critical sucks. I can't believe you watch him. I'm like, all I can do is tell you I like his content when he's not talking politics. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if you approve. I'm not looking for your approval. I'm just being honest. That's the difference in me and people like Moist Critical. Moist Critical is terrified of his audience. Moist Critical is scared to death to be honest with his audience. His audience controls him and they tell him everything to believe. And he just repeats whatever they need him to believe. He repeats that back to them. And that's what a lot of these streamers are like. They're just scared to death to give an honest opinion. They're scared to death to have their audience disagree with them or call them out or whatever. I'm not. I don't give a fuck. So, but either way, there's that. Let me see. There was another, oh no. I am curious how many of you are dealing with the winter storm right now. This is what it looks like right now in New York. I didn't know that it was going to get like this in New York, or I probably would have made a trip up there. But this is how it looks in New York right now. So if you're out and about, and again, I wouldn't encourage you to be out and about, but if you are out and about, maybe take some pictures, tag CobraCast199 on Twitter. I'd love to see some of these images right here. You love to see it. It is great to see. The last thing I want to talk about really quickly before we go, and again, I'm doing another stream later tonight, so this is one of two today, so it'll be a little bit later tonight. I don't know what time yet, but I did want to point out, every now and then, something good happens in entertainment. Something good happens. We got to talk about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, all right? No spoilers. I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything like that. This show is solid as hell. Now, I think that some people have, said this is like better than peak Game of Thrones. It's not, but it's very, very good. I highly recommend it. It's not for women, really. It's a guy's show, but it's just a great show. It's a really good show. And everything, with Sir Duncan and Egg, it's just solid. And it's a small contained story about a very simple, good-hearted person just trying to do right and constantly having things happen to him. And he just continues to overcome these things because he has good morals and a good sense of who he wants to be. It's everything shows should be. It's not changing the world. And I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Some people are like 10 out of 10, greatest show ever made. It's not that good. It's a solid 8 out of 10. It's very good. It's very inspiring. It's a feel-good story. It's a motivational story. And it's obviously takes place in the Game of Thrones world. I think this takes place maybe 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones in the timeline. And I say this as somebody who I had no interest in House of the Dragon. I tried to watch House of the Dragon, the first episode, and I just saw way too many good women. And I'm like, no, I don't need to see feminism again. And I'm not sure if that's how the show went ultimately with feminism, but after the end of Game of Thrones, I was really down on the Game of Thrones brand. So I was just like, I just don't care. I don't care about House of the Dragon at all. I was reluctant to start this, but so many of my friends were watching this show, and I did watch it, and it's very good. Again, I would lower expectations based on what some people have hyped this show to be, but I would lower it. Don't go in expecting a 10 out of 10. Go in expecting about a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10, and you'll be completely happy, because that's what I would give this. Is about a solid 8 out of 10. Highly recommended. The season is over now. It's a 6-episode season, 30, 45-minute episodes, really easy to binge through. And I promise you will like it. It's very, very good. No identity politics, no garbage, no nonsense. Very simple, small, contained story. I recommend it. So with that, House of the Dragon went down, sadly. Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of people are down on like the second season. I don't know, but I just wasn't. I wasn't going to invest the time in that shit. Put a Criticalist review up. I will. Now that we've got to the end of the season, I will put my review over on Criticalist, and follow me over there if you have not. But with that said, let's see. Palto says politicians can be bought via campaign donations. The idea of some dark cabal of blackmail is pure schizo nonsense. Well, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for all the support. Thank you for liking the video, sharing the video out there. I'll see you guys and gals a little bit later tonight. So have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.